Honourable members, Madam Speaker.
Prayer. Almighty God, who in infinite and prudential goodness have appointed those of leaders and parliaments for the welfare of society and just government of humanity, we beseech you to look upon with abundant favor these your servants, who may be pleased call the purpose of such important trust in this land. Let your blessing descend upon them assembled, and granted them as in your presence, treat and consider all matter that shall come at their deliberation, is so just and faithful manners promote your honor and glory, and to advance the good of those whose grace you have committed to your church.
Item 2 on the order paper, communication from the chair.
Honourable members, I want to welcome you to this afternoon sitting. I see how the number is reducing. I'm wondering what would happen in September, October. And but just know that the House will always sit. Whether there are only 2 members, we shall sit. And business must continue as usual. Honourable members, if you look at what is in the media out there is awash over a tragic motor accident that happened on Tuesday night along Hoima Bulisa Road, that is in Chigorovia, where we lost 20 traders. 20 traders lost their lives and several others were injured. And whereas we strive to improve on the state of the roads, we should also emphasize on road safety. In 2024 alone, the country recorded 25,107 road crashes, with an estimated number of 25,808 casualties. This calls for an action by relevant stakeholders in addressing all this that is happening, and notably the behavior of all the road users. The vehicle conditions, you'll find that maybe there was a problem with that vehicle, the road infrastructure, and then the environmental conditions, among others. And you find this business of, like what we talked yesterday, of how the children got an accident in a bus. I'm told the driver was sleepy, it was moving at night. All those kind of things are really dangerous for us. And we need to call upon everybody to be responsible on the road. Well, if you know the road is bad, then be responsible enough for you not to get an accident. And relatedly, honourable members, there was also another accident in one of the schools in Mukono, where one of the kids got drowned in a swimming pool. And I want to call upon the operators of schools to strengthen and ensure that the safety of learners in their schools, and they must take care of people's children. Because if you don't do that, there will be uncertainty of what happens. People will lose confidence in these schools. They will not be sure if they took their kids to school, whether the children are safe or whichever. We really need to prioritize on the safety in all public spaces. Honorable members, pursuant to Rule 1964 of the Rules of Procedure, Honorable Subi Juliet Kinyamatama, woman member of Parliament, Rakai, is hereby designated from the Sectoral Committee of Education and Sports to the Committee of Lands. As I said yesterday, lands, we did not have sufficient number for lands to start operating. And now that the government are not coming to designate, I have designated an independent. Those in favor of the designation say and the contrary nay. The ayes have it. She's duly designated to the committee. Thank you so much. I saw Kosase doing work. I was impressed. Thank you. Yes, Honorable Sewungu.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. May the source of the disease rest in peace. But, Madam Speaker, I think the Committee of Infrastructure should take more interest on the roads. As we talk now, one of the major challenges we have on most of the highways, the roads are not marked. And we need to take keen interest in that. I don't know whether Ministry of Works is contracting anyone to work on that. Here in Kampala, Madam Speaker, they have introduced the traffic lights, but border borders don't respect traffic lights at all. And we cannot remain in this kind of situation. What is happening in Kampala now, pedestrians have no right of way. You have to struggle to walk. But all citizens in the country, whether they were pedestrians, whether we are driving, actually in other countries, they give more attention to pedestrians more than those driving vehicles. But what is happening on our roads, Madam Speaker, is pathetic. I raised a matter here one time along Masaka Road. We have spent 4 years now, I think 4 years, we are diverting through Mpiji to go to Masaka. Yet the diversion was temporary because they were trying to work on a road. We don't know what is happening. But road markings in Uganda, even when you are charging traffic offenses, you must be showing road signs on the road. I don't know what traffic uses to determine that someone has made an offense on the road when the roads are not marked. But it's very painful, losing so many people because of negligence. When you are driving at night, it is the markings on the road, the paintings on the road, that will educate, will tell someone that we are driving on this side, and the one coming on this side, light will be showing him how he travels using the marking.
Thank you.
Minister of Works should come and explain this carefully. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
We will have that discussion when we are looking at the issues of the roads. But also what Works needs to know that we are not asking for too much. We are not asking for them to start new roads. We are asking them to maintain the existing roads. It's not all about money. We had UNRWA offices that should be activated to look at all these roads in sub-regional, in the sub-regions. Yes, Honorable Macho, Honorable Chut.
Madam Speaker, I appreciate your communication. It is sad that we are losing our young people who are supposed to be senior citizens of this country. And on your submission concerning the roads, we are having a problem, a very serious problem in this country, and beginning with my town of Busia municipality. Madam Speaker, as I talk now, the construction of roads in Busia municipality has become a hazard that it cannot take a week without a serious accident. We have a road coming from Tororo, Vabuteba, to Busia municipality, which has taken almost 3 years under construction. Moreover, it is an urban road. It is a road which is on the gateway of Kenya and Uganda. The fact, if you go the other side of Kenya and you come this side of Uganda, you see very different
Honorable
countries.
members, I want to guide you that we are going to discuss issues of roads when in the next item.
Madam Speaker, I just wanted to appreciate you. And in that appreciation, the Ministry of Works should do its work on time. Thank you.
Thank you, Chut. Honorable Ivanda.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As you are making the communications, the Attorney General came in, and Right Honourable Speaker, in March, Parliament passed the East Africa Community Mediation Agreement Bill. However, it's now almost 4 months down the road, and we have not got any feedback on whether this bill has been assented to. So I was just inquiring whether it would be permissible for the Attorney General to just give us an update on the status of the East Africa Community Mediation Agreement Bill. Thank you.
AJ.
Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable colleagues, if you give me a few minutes, I'll check with my office and revert.
Thank you. Honourable Uganda.
Thank you so much, the Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity. The Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank you for your communication and our condolences to those who lost their lives. The Right Honourable Speaker, maybe our traffic officers on the road should be more serious. Because when you move on these roads, you see, especially those people going for markets, you find the merchandise loaded on trucks, and people are also on trucks, almost like 40 of them, and the speed is too much, overloading, overspeeding, and there are traffic officers on the roads, and there's nothing that is being done. Now we are losing a lot of lives. I think the Right Honourable Speaker, there should be a law that people shouldn't be put on trucks. You know, merchandise on trucks, they're also on top of these lorries on the way, and overloading and overspeeding. At the end of the day, we lose a lot of lives. I think this is something the Right Honourable Speaker, our traffic officers should get serious, and these offenders should be punished before we lose more lives. But I want to thank you for your communication and for your concern.
Thank you, thank you. You find a truck is carrying, it's carrying people, it's carrying luggage, it is overloaded. Maybe we could hear from Minister of Internal Affairs. How do we mitigate this kind of accidents? While you are away, we said we lost 20 people in a car accident. That was in Chigorovia. And that was out of an accident. It was carrying business community with their goods. What do we do? How do we mitigate this kind of thing? First, as Parliament, we want to condone with the families that have lost their loved ones, but we must come out with a solution to that. Minister of Internal Affairs.
Madam Speaker, the issue may not be with any defects in the law. And for your information, if there is a law that has been amended, and I know the Honourable Senior Counsel
No, we are not talking about the law. We are saying we have traffic officers on the road, and these people move, and the traffic is there, seeing them.
I'm developing that point. Madam Speaker, the Road Safety the Road Safety Act has been amended several times. And the essence of this has been to address the evolving road safety challenges that keep emerging. But Madam Speaker, just like the Honourable Distinguished Member of Interloco observed, I have ever intervened at one time when I saw, because our side of the road normally has trucks that carry with them lots of cattle from our sub-region. And the men and some few women were seated on top of a fast-running truck. And the police stopped them. Within a split second, money had exchanged hands and they had allowed these fellows to proceed. So I stopped over and took them on. I said, honestly speaking, couldn't you have stopped these people and offloaded the men and the women that are on top of the truck? Oh, he was pleading with one of them had already identified me. So they pleaded with me, but I said this is being on the wrong side of the law. So it's not about the law like he had observed, but the law is there, but it is being broken by the men who are supposed to enforce it.
Thank you. On the same? Yes, Rose.
Yeah, thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want to thank you for the communication. In your communication, there was an issue of swimming pools. This has become another black spot. And these swimming pools are normally in big hotels that have guards, that have security. I think something serious should be done about the swimming pools because we are losing children. And many schools take the children to go and learn swimming. At the end of the day, 1-2 children remain in water. So we cannot continue taking this. I think we need to understand how best we can work with the swimming pool owners so that we avert the constant death of our children. Thank you.
Thank you. I think the schools, because this one was at school, the schools need to get the guidelines on the usage of the swimming pool and the safety guards, especially if children don't know how to swim. There must be somebody there to support the children. Yes, Honorable Court.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we join you to condole with our dear ones who have lost their lives on that accident that occurred. And it is almost across the country. Sometimes we don't report some of the accidents that always occurs in our places. But I have two concerns, which I think the traffic officers, if possible, they should try to enforce it. For us who normally move long distances, and sometimes we travel in the night, there's these common mistakes where many truck drivers, they like committing. When they're driving, or big trucks, they don't dim the light. They leave their light high beam. And small cars, they normally suffered a lot during the night. If only the traffic officer could be reminding some of those drivers, not just about until when you commit an offense, but periodically to remind them so that they don't put the high beam in the night.
By the traffic officers are not on the road in the night.
I mean, it doesn't matter till in the night because they drive throughout, even during day, so that
Honorable Minister,
kind of periodic.
Honorable Minister, do your officers work in the night?
Right Honorable Speaker, in some areas, not all the areas, and for some specific time, this issue of rogue elements within the traffic police is well known, and maybe, ma'am, if you allow, after they have spoken, and then I can respond.
Okay.
It may not be that we need to put them in the night, but this is a common mistake normally they do. We are always moving in the night, and we are fond of seeing those. Number two, a good practice is when you're driving a vehicle and you have moved for at least 2 hours, you're supposed to take a rest to avoid this fatigue. But when you keep moving 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours without taking a rest, the chances that accidents will occur is normally very high because definitely as a human being, you'll fall asleep. Some of these things, those mistakes, if drivers can adopt, would help us to help our people not to keep dying on the roads due to accidents. I thank you.
And that's the personal discipline that we are saying everybody must adopt for the safety of the rest. Yes, Sophie, Christine.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker. It is so sad that we lost lives in such a manner, but I was here cracking my head high and wondering why people risk their lives when they actually know that they might die when they climb on those trucks together with their cargo and they end up losing their lives. But the answer is that as government, we need to find a measure of simplifying transportation of these business communities. Either it can be through reducing costs on those big trucks that transport their cargo. Because I come from Raqqa and this happens every day, the cost of operating business is so high, so they find themselves improvising all the time to make sure they make a profit. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Christian.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable.
And Francis.
And thank you for the observations that you made. Right Honorable, in connection to what you observed about the regulations governing swimming pools, I wanted to challenge the Ministry of Education to give us an assurance that they have such regulations on table. And if they are existing, could the ministry officials take a step to make a formal communication to all educational institutions so that the management of the swimming pools is actually prioritized to avoid continuous death occurring to the children? Thank you.
And leave alone that even the treatment of these swimming pools, they put too much chlorine, and the chlorine affects the children. Francis.
Thank you for the opportunity. It is bad that we lost that big number of people, but madam, we have another challenge that is likely to cause a similar accident. For us who use Hoima Kampala Road, there is too much dust. Besides complaining several times to the contractor, he has kept quiet. Whereby, if you are driving and a vehicle bypasses you, you have to park at least for 20 minutes because you can't see what is ahead and what is behind. I was requesting that maybe the minister can force the contractor to always at least be watering that road on a daily basis like 3 times to avoid that accident that are likely to occur.
I think we can discuss that when we are looking at the issues of the roads, because merely watering for the road user to see what is ahead of him is not about money. So we will discuss that in the next one. Honorable members, on rather another sad note, one of our elders, Dr. James Garuga, has passed on, has gone to be with the Lord. He will passed on at 11 today from Nakasero Hospital. And he has been one of the industrialists in Uganda. He hails from Kigezi, and he has contributed a lot to this country. When you talk about tea, he has been in that for a long time. I will request that may we raise to observe a moment of silence in his honor.
May his soul rest in eternal peace.
Thank you, Minister. On the same?
Before he comes in, mine may not be directly connected, but still has to do with the police. I know one of the challenges of law enforcement is the limited number of the police officers we have in the country. But I've gotten information that recently Uganda Police Force recruited a big number of our youth, but on reaching the training school in Masindi, for the last 1 week, they are yet to begin training. But yesterday, they informed them that the recruitment was over and above the quota that they were supposed to recruit, and are now making a list of those to send back home. Now, we do not know the criteria they will use to send those back home. We do. They're already on their way? Now, you can imagine the kind of crisis the police has created to our youth with all they have put in to go for training. Maybe when the minister is responding, I would wish he gives us credit on that particular matter, because it's a time bomb, especially to those who have put in their resources, including buying the required materials, and of course, money changing hands here and there. And the criteria used to say, now for you, you are over and above the required number, when you are the ones who had recruited and admitted them.
Honorable Minister, I also got a call from children from Bukedea that they have been sent back, that they are over and above. So I was asking what was the criteria of sending those ones back. Yes, there's information again here.
Yeah, the information, I really want to thank my colleague for raising this issue because I also got the same outcry. And actually, the person told me they were already going to board to go back home. And that's a very big disappointment to them. I hope the minister can handle this. How do you over-recruit without planning? Because this has really disorganized these children. They are very, very disturbed. Thank you.
Actually, mine didn't even have transport. I was going to ask the minister to send transport for them. Honorable Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable Members, I share your concern. It's valid. Indeed, if you recruit, how do you over-recruit people and then you send them back? Can I therefore make a more comprehensive, informed finding and then share with the House, but also take action?
So can we first maintain those children there, other than you sending them back because you recruited them?
Can I consult the leadership, ma'am, then I get back?
Can we have feedback? You go and consult and get back to us.
And with your permission, ma'am, before I leave regarding the traffic issues, a number of issues. Indeed, road safety in this country leaves a lot to be desired, but the contributive factors are many, and I think we need a more comprehensive approach. Just instead of picking out the police element, we have issues of the mechanical state of motor vehicles that travel on our roads. We have the issue of the traveling public itself and how they behave on the road. We have the issue of traffic police misbehavior and state of the roads, etc. And I want to say that there are good traffic officers out there, but also there are bad apples, aided unfortunately by some of these factors. The police leadership and the ministry are thinking of a road safety inspection unit to check on rogue behavior by the traffic police, and also, with your support, extension of the CCTV coverage countrywide, so that people are promptly fined, and maybe that one could mitigate some of these excesses we see that result in the loss of lives.
Maybe you could also find out what was the cause of that accident in Chigorovia, so that we can be able to understand what it was, other than putting all the blame on only one department.
I agree, Right Honourable Speaker.
Yeah, thank you. So first, go and make a call and give us information on that, on recruitment. Yes, he's not here. How will he clarify? Next.
Item 3 on the order paper. Motion for adoption of the report of the Committee on Government Assurance and Implementation on the status of implementation of the assurance to fully operationalize newly created cities.
Honourable members, you recall that yesterday we received a report and extensively debated upon it. However, I did not put a question because everybody was not there. I now put a question that the report on the Standing Committee on Government Assurance and Implementation on the status of implementation and assurance to fully operationalize newly created cities be adopted by this House. Those in favor say on the contrary. The ayes have it.
Item 4 on the order paper. Statement by the Minister on the state of roads and status of road projects in the country.
Right Honourable Speaker, honourable colleagues, our sincere apologies, the Minister of Works is not yet here. Efforts are being made through the Office of the Government Chief Whip to try and get one of the ministers. We pray that Yes, I have actually requested. I have requested. So I request that the matter be stood over until they return.
Order or not?
Madam Speaker, whereas I appreciate the role of the Attorney General in trying to defend his fellow ministers, but this order paper has been there. You gave us room yesterday. You adjourned the House, and the Ministry of Works has more than 2 ministers. Sincerely, being less to this kind of level is not acceptable. So is the Attorney General and the friend in order to enter appearance here by giving defenses of those who are supposed to carry out their duty, well knowing that we came here for business, and the issues dealing with the roads are growing day by day in this House. Madam Speaker, is he in order? Or we censure him? We can censure you now.
Honorable Sewongo, which role has the Attorney General offended? Which role?
Madam Speaker, the rule he has offended is by not responding to the need of the House. And that alone,
role?
Because the order I'm raising is on his prayer to defend those who are.
I think you've been missing Attorney General. Express, eh? Yes, Honorable Bahati.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The Minister of Works is around Parliament, is about to enter, and I wanted to suggest that in the meantime, we can start the debate. We shall be taking notes here because he's in the parking. He's in the parking, coming in the House.
By the way, the discussion that was supposed to be done was for us to hear from the Minister of Finance. We had discussed the issues of the roads. And the issues of the roads that we discussed about, we did not end because there was an issue of financing. All we needed to find out was from the Minister of Finance, how best can we have these roads worked on. And there are 3 categories of roads. One, the roads that were worked on, that were being worked on by UNRWA. How do we continue with these projects? The second one was the new roads. Should we start new roads when we have not finished the existing roads? And then the district roads. That is basically what was being done. So can we go ahead as there's government here, they will take note. It's a collective responsibility. Collective responsibility. I will not keep this item on the order paper every day. Honorable members, you will recall that last week, Wednesday, 30th July 2025, the Minister of Works and Transport presented a statement on the roads and status of roads projects in the country. We deferred the debate to yesterday. He was not here, and now even today is not here. But the debate was pending the presence of the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development. Because what the Minister was saying here was, I don't have money. There was no money released. And because of that, we needed to hear from the Minister. Honorable members, you'll also recall that you heard that His Excellency the President communicated publicly about the matter on the roads, and some of the things that he mentioned are: one, the dangers of excessive reliance on external financing for all the development projects, citing abrupt and disruptive donor decisions that may impede the realization of planned projects. 2, the need for self-reliance in financing development projects. 3, he categorized the projects into 3. He said the first one is the very well done new roads such as the Kampala-Entebbe Express Highway, Kampala-Gulu, the oil roads in Bunyoro, and excellent roads in municipalities such as Hoima, Gulu, Masaka, but mentioned but a few. 2, the very important roads that were initially good but have now deteriorated, such as Mitiana Mubende, Chenjojo, Mukono Jinja, Ibanda Mbarara, Mbarara Ishaka. He attributes the deterioration to under-budgeting. The local government roads that have deteriorated because of misuse of the 1.3 billion, which was allocated, and that money was meant to be used for maintenance. The President has directed the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development to allocate 3.2 trillion required for these roads alone. The President further undertook to have the following roads worked on. That is Mitiana, Mubende, Chenjojo, Ibanda, Mbarara, Ishaka, Mbarara, Mukono, Lugasi, Jinja, Mpondwe, Nebi, Arua, Ntunga, Murukungiri. And His Excellency also indicated that other planned roads will be indicated in the next manifesto. In light of this, I will request the Minister of Works, Transport to come and explain to the members, and then we open the debate. But based on what guidance the President has already given. Honorable Minister.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker, members. I'm happy that the President has communicated on this matter, because we had a meeting with the President and the Minister of Finance on the issue of these roads, and he appreciated that while we may not get all the money in one financial year, he directed those very critical roads that they must be maintained in very usable conditions. And he said we have already started on Mitiana Mubende, so we must finish that road, and also the section between Chegegwa and Chenjojo is terrible. And what we are going to do, as we wait for the funding from the Ministry of Finance, we are moving our unit, which has been working on Jinja Road, to move and do work on Chegegwa Chenjojo to fully rehabilitate that section. We are also already committed China Railway 18, which is going to work on Nebiarua. They've already started forward maintenance, so they are going to start doing the real rehabilitation of Nebiarua. As regards Chikolongo Mpondwe, already there is a contractor working on Chikolongo Mpondwe. They are doing forward maintenance as of now, but after that they will do the full rehabilitation with funds coming in from the Ministry of Finance. We have Ntungamo, Kagamba, Rukunjiri. That road, we want to save it before it deteriorates further, because it has reached the stage where we can save it with the resurface, just like what we did with the Northern Bypass. So that road will also be done. As far as regards Ishaka, Mbarara, and Mbarara Ibanda, we already have a company which is already identified to work on that road. It's called Shadong High Speed. They are going to be working on those two sections of the road, and they are already doing working with the Ministry of Finance in a pre-financing arrangement. I think they're finalizing the financial terms with the Ministry of Finance, but others they're going to start mobilizing equipment to be on those two sections of the roads. As regards Gulu, Atiak, Nimule, that one also needs to be attended to, and we are soon going to have a contractor, MTF, on that road to work on Gulu, Atiak, Nimule. As regards Maraba, Jinja, Kampala, Masaka to Katuna, this is our artery. And we have decided as a ministry that we are going to have 2 companies fully on those roads so that they address whatever requirements are there. What we have been doing now with our in-house team has been really addressing those bad spots. But as far as Mukono, Rugazi, Jinja, Maraba Road is concerned, that section, there is a company called CRBC. It's going to be fully committed on that road. Right now, we have Kodrosi, which is doing the bridge on Katonga, and it's going to concentrate on that section. They have already done the estimates from Masaka to Kampala. As they're doing the bridge, they'll also be doing the bad sections. As you will see, they are going to address the Karandazi swamp and also the Rera swamp, which they're working on now. We hope that once we get money, we are going to pay and encourage more of our Baker to speed up on Busonju Kivoga Hoima Road. He's doing a good job, but I think he needs full support of us paying him in time, because this is the local contractor who has actually proved himself that supported he can do work. And he has already proved on the section we are saying between Busonju and Chiboga, but he's supposed to complete up to Hoima, including the bridge at Kafu. We are also rehabilitating bridges like the bridge on Kayunga Road, Saziwa Bridge, which is already being worked on by again a local company called Dynaco, and they're now moving towards doing the remaining stages. They've already done the box culverts to do the refill, take the refill waters, extra waters, but they'll be able to do the bridge. On the other side of Katonga, which we call the northern side of Katonga, from Kabulasoke, there is another company called Rodo, a local contractor, is also doing that bridge. So these are the efforts which I can talk about. And we have images of Rodo, and even the Minister of Water can confirm. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, as we construct these roads, I am happy that you're talking about the construction of the new roads. Can we make sure that the lifespan of these roads is a little longer than, because now most of the roads that we have a shorter lifespan, and yet by the time we rehabilitate this road, we are still paying the loan which we borrowed for making the road. And then the other thing, as you agree with the Minister of Finance to ensure that you have the money to be paid, can we look at companies that have arrears with you to avoid litigation and then payment with the interests? Because you find the interest that you pay for these people become even too much. We appreciate we don't have money, Honorable Minister, but originally we had offices, UNRWA offices in different regions. Can you activate those regions, those regional offices, to be able to work on the roads as soon as there is an issue on a road?
Right, Honorable Speaker. On the issue of stations, we have 23 active stations, and these stations have equipment. What actually delayed they being active was because of the process we were going through in absorbing the UNRWA staff. That process is more or less complete now with the public service. So we have the station managers. The station managers are sub-accounting officers. We send their money on the stations, and they're supposed to address mainly those station managers, the national roads.
Maybe before I give the members to raise their issues, one on the issue, somebody raised the issue, France had raised the issue of Hoima Road, much as the works are ongoing. But like I said the other time, the dust is too much. You cannot even be able to see the next person.
Okay.
We may not have the money now, but can the contractor continue watering and ensuring that there is not that dust on the road?
Yes, Right Honourable Speaker, you're right. When a contractor is working on the road, it's mandatory of that contractor to water wherever. This has happened also. I've also received complaints on Mitiana Mobende Road around where the contractor is working now, that the dust is too much. So I've already told my project supervising team to ensure that the contractors water, because it's mandatory of them to do that. So this, as I was saying, Right Honourable Speaker, the stations are now active. They may not have started. Please, the stations are active. I can even tell you the names of the station managers in all the stations. Because
can we leave the minister finish? We've been waiting for the minister.
I've told you that it took time for the station managers to be in the station because they had to get authority to become accounting officers, sub-accounting officers. So when we give them the money, they must present a work plan. They have the money. They have the money. Please listen. They have the money, but what had delayed was them being authorized to spend the money, because they have to be given the authority by the PS and the Minister of Finance.
Honorable members.
Once they get that authority, they spend the money. The stations do two things. Let me explain. The stations do two things. One, they supervise what we call framework contracts. They are works which may be too big for the station to handle. So we engage contractors in what we call a framework contract. So they go on those roads and do the framework. For example, we recently have received the problem between Kotido and Kabong. And my station manager in Moroto, yes, courtesy of the speaker, and my station manager in Moroto has already sent a framework contractor to handle the Kotido Kabong section. The Kotido station is going to handle the section between Kotido and Moroto. My station in Moroto, on force account, they are going to handle between Moroto and Lopei. So these stations are active. The station in Soroti and Olupot has been handling the works between Soroti, Katakwi, and the other areas. So if your station has not been active, if your station has not yet been active, yes.
Honorable Minister, can we hear from the Minister? Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister of Works, I can confirm the stations are working. Mine in Mbale is working. Mine in Mbale is working. And maybe you just need to check with your stations. Honorable Minister, Honorable members, can you sit? Sit. Can you sit? You sit. Honorable Minister, we will also want you to address us on the issue of the 1.3 that goes to the districts, whether you've given the districts guidelines on what should be done.
Right, Honorable Speaker, let me clarify. The districts under the road fund, and I wanted this to be clear, the road fund was not removed. the fund was not removed. What was done was to change the management of the fund. We are still sending the money, which is through that fund, straight to the districts. The 1 billion is sent directly from the Minister of Finance to the district. Please, the money is sent directly from the Minister of Finance to the district.
That's
the
true.
1 billion.
That's true.
So when we talk of the 1.3, we think on average, that's what the districts get in a year, 1.3 billion. What the billion from the Minister of Finance and what we send from the road fund. Now the management of that fund is under the district road committee, on which members of parliament are members. So the management of that fund is actually, if I could appeal, that members of parliament, you help us to follow the management of that fund.
Thank you, thank you. And they are doing that under their oversight role.
Exactly.
If you don't do that, then the problem comes back to you as members of parliament. Lucy?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I seek clarification from the Honorable Minister, and thanks for your report. You beautifully said, mentioned the roads and the contractors that have been awarded. Unfortunately, for Atiak Nimule, Gulu Atiak Nimule, which is now a death trap, and it is a very, very bad road now, I've not had any commitment in terms of the contractor who is going to go there. Secondly, Honorable Minister, I mentioned to you the other time about our bad road from Away to Rhino Camp. This was a road that was managed under then UNRWA, now Ministry of Works, and it was under Foster Count, the section from Away to the town council where the district headquarters is. I can tell you that even as the station manager is doing his best.
You need to be brief. Everybody wants to speak.
I'm just concluding.
Yes.
Yes, I conclude. But Honorable Minister, the station offices don't have the funds to actually put gravel. They are just digging, and every time it rains, it gets worse. Vehicles get locked up, and it is a big problem. So you need to take care of this. Thank you.
Honourable members, so that you don't repeat the same thing, can we first hear from Finance on how much they have released and how they are handling this? Let's first hear from Finance, so that you don't, because the money could have just gone maybe this week, and you're expecting something to have been done before. So, Honourable Minister of Finance.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, before I inform the House about the releases, I want to share the same concerns about the state of our roads, because recently, while I was campaigning in Uganda, I drove on a 27-kilometer road, the Ruhija-Butogota road. 27 kilometers took me 1 hour and a half to get to where I was going. So I had to apologize on behalf of government that we shall look for the money to do the road, because the road condition was bad. Madam Speaker, now I come to the money. In this financial year, our budget for our allocation for road interventions is approximately 3.1 trillion, out of which 1.14 trillion has been released for this Q1. And out of this release, only only 123.7 billion is already available to Ministry of Works for spending. The rest, we await Ministry of Works to request for it from us for spending. Madam Speaker, as you may note from the directives from the President and a number of meetings we have held with the Ministry of Works and Transport, because we work closely, this budget is inadequate to meet the demand in both rehabilitation and construction of the new roads. What is the commitment? As the Minister of Works has stated, we have decided to continue working together in terms of with the Ministry of Works, in terms of looking for the money and also pushing for the works which are ongoing. Madam Speaker, since I have got a chance to be on this microphone, let me also state that I am happy with the work being done on Masaka Road compared to the previous 4 or 5 months. Now we see Katonga moving, we see the swamps has been talking about moving. I also move on Mubende Road. I am now a little bit happy that work has also started moving. And also on other roads. Therefore, what do we ask for, Right Honorable Speaker, is that we take a commitment that finance and works will continue working together. We at finance will continue looking for the money in the current constrained circumstances, and also the works to facilitate the Ministry of Works continue pushing the work so that our road status is recovered and maintained to where it was at least 3 years ago. Also, lastly, at least now, I can confirm that the station manager for UNRWA, now Ministry of Works, is now available on phone and working. And also at the station, we are able to speak to her and she tells us the action plans she has.
Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable members, I want whoever is standing to speak about the road, I want you to look at NDP 4 from page 350 and to page 354. It is in that page that you are able to understand which ones are ongoing roads and which ones are planned roads, so that we don't look funny. We don't look funny when we are talking about what is already in the NDP 4. Just tell me what is the number of your road on the NDP 4. Tell me. All of you sit. You all sit. I gave you people NDP 4, and I've also told you the schedule where those roads are. So talk about the road and then the number, so that we discuss it. Yes. What is it? Okay, let me start with the joke. You have there's a procedural matter here.
Thank
But
you very much.
I am very serious about NDP4.
Thank you very much.
Raise the roads. If the road is in the plan, that road has 5 years to be completed.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, thank you for directing us to take us to NDP4. But at the stage where we are, Right Honourable Speaker, the stage where we are, we had a minister the other week who came and alarmed the nation, and he said, I have these roads, they will not be worked on because there is no money. Right Honourable Speaker, the public heard that, and the roads were mentioned here. Right Honourable Speaker, the President responded by saying, put all the money on roads. At this stage, Right Honourable Speaker, what we want to hear from both the ministers after the presidential directive, I want to hear the Minister of Finance that after that we prioritized this amount of money to go to roads. Madam Speaker, we should stop speaking in tongues at this level. The Minister of Finance came here, is just talking about regional and how his road, we need to know, Honorable Musasizi, how much money was prioritized after the presidential directive. We want to know which roads were given priority for that money.
Can I
Minister of Works, Madam Speaker, the minister should stand on his feet. Honorable General Katumba Wamala.
Honorable Samba, you don't have to shout. You're using a microphone. Everybody is listening to you talking. It is not shouting that stresses a point. Honorable members, the President raised a number of issues. He says the danger of excessive reliance on external financing for development projects, citing abrupt and disruptive donor decisions that may impede the realization of planned projects. When we overdepend on these monies for making the roads, when somebody cuts off the donation of the funding, we get problems. However, he says there is need for us to be self-reliant, for us to be able to finance. That's why you find some of these roads are funded by Uganda, our own funding. But then he categorizes the roads, and he says, the very well done new roads, and he talks about them. Then he says, the very important roads that were initially good but have now deteriorated, such as Mitiana Mubende, Chenjojo, Mukono Jinja, Ibanda Mbarara, Mbarara Ishaka. He attributes those deteriorations to under budgeting. And that's why I was saying that you give a lower lifespan because of the low amount of money, other than giving a higher lifespan by giving enough money for those roads to be worked on. But however, they said this money should be given to complete the most important roads, which are mentioned. And the roads are there, which the minister has talked about. And the president further undertook to have the following roads worked on. Mitiana, Mubende, Chenjojo. I know you're very interested in the Mubende road. Ibanda, Mbarara. Ishaka, Mbarara. Mukono, Logasi, Jinja. Kikorogo, Mpondwe. Nebi, Arua. Ntungamo, Rukongiri. There are a number of them. And that's why I was referring you to the NDP4. And I'm happy there's only one person here, Honorable Masaba. Honorable Masaba, next is to you, because you're going to talk with authority. Yes.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. I'm interested in knowing the progress of the upgrade of the Soroti, the Tororo-Mbale Soroti, 150 kilometers road, because it was planned to have started the rehabilitation of that project. But as I speak, there is nothing that shows that there is any work that is to be done on this project. Then the other one is the Mbale Kokonjeru, Wanale Road, that is about 21 kilometers. And then lastly, I'm interested in knowing how you're spending the money on the Rural Bridge Infrastructure Development Project, because we've not been receiving proper accountability, and we expected that this probably comes and helps most of our bridges and roads in our districts and cities. I would like to get those details as well. Thank you very much.
Honourable Minister, first answer what Lucy and what they have asked, then we bring another, so that we don't get confused. Lopi will come last on the Bududa Road.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. The 28-kilometer circular road of Bududa was identified in NDP 3 and NDP 4 for tarmacking. But as we wait for the tarmacking, we are putting a contractor on that road for maintenance. That road is supposed also to be done by Abubakar as the contractor on tarmac. But as we wait for that, it will be done, it will be maintained. I can even share with you the number of my station manager of Mbale, called Idina, and you can call her and she'll tell you who the contractor is on that road.
Honourable Minister, you're talking about the Bududa?
The Budunda
Circular Road. That was.
He's got. Oh, yours is in Kokonjeru. The Kokonjeru. That road we are using our team from the training center, which you know, Meltec. We want to do a cobblestone project on that road. Because of the nature of that road, doing tarmac, it will be washed away very readily. So our team in Meltec, which is our training center, has already done studies on how to do cobblestone, and we intend to do that road with the cobblestone technology. We are going to do that road with the cobblestone. You wait when we start. And then the Aware Road, Attack Nimule, there's a company called MTF, which will go on that road. The road from Attack, of course, you know that Attack to Raropi is already done. Raropi Afoji, we are in procurement stage for Raropi Afoji.
Thank you.
Tororo Mbale, that road is under what we call the Northern Road, NERAP, the Northern Road Rehabilitation Project. It's being done by Motenjir under the World Bank. They have so far done all the way from Kamdini, and they have crossed into Soroti now, and they're coming towards Tororo. We had the challenge when there was a threat to stop the project, but then it was the World Bank, when they came and made an appreciation of what had been done, they decided to finish the project. It's ending in Tororo.
Thank you. Ojok, you're all going to speak.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. As regards to your question on the NDP4, Gulu, Lalogi, Upit, Moroto Road is number 257. But Madam Speaker, that is scheduled to start in 2029. But as we speak now, that road is in deplorable state. That bridge will soon be washed away, the bridge that connects Odek to Awera. What can the minister do in the meantime? Because you cannot wait for 4 years for maintenance. Secondly, on the issue of force account, the biggest challenge has been budget cuts. There's a road that leaves Konaminja that goes to Chuero, Ketgum Road. It's been planned for the last 5 years, but budget cuts are becoming a problem. Just last financial year, they cut 75% of the budget. That is according to the station manager there. So I request that the Minister of Finance really avails the funds to help us maintain these roads. I want to thank you very much.
Thank you. Jen. Honorable Kia. Joan.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. I would like to appreciate the government for the effort they've made in the road sector. The new districts have received equipment, but it's incomplete. And therefore, we have to seek from the region. The region for northern Uganda is in Gulu. West Nile is very far from Gulu. I would like to implore the minister to have a special consideration for West Nile. Can we have equipment there? West Nile, Right Honorable Speaker, should actually be a region of its own. We, the people of West Nile, love the people of Gulu and Lango, but we don't want to be always bundled up. Please have consideration for the people of West Nile. Number two, there's a road which His Excellency, I'm in copy of directive, a written directive to your ministry, directing for not tarmacking, but high-grade maram from Pakwach, Rhino Camp, up to Difule. Up to now, from 2023, 2024, we are now in we're almost reaching 2026. Please, high-grade maram, as we wait for tarmac. I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, West Nile is very far from Gulu. Please handle that issue of West Nile, have the equipments in West Nile.
Right Honorable Speaker, I totally appreciate the challenge of these regional workshops. I did report on this floor that we have already come up with a new list of equipment where cities, municipalities, and these big regions are going to be addressed. The President has directed that we use the same method of procurement like what we used for the 1,151 equipment which we distributed, and we already in talks with the Minister of Finance, and I know that there is also a delegation going to Japan soon, and one of the things we are going to discuss is the issue of those equipment. So hopefully, with financing and also the financing arrangements being agreed on between the two governments, we should be able to get those equipment, and then we shall decentralize these regions. For example, you find, as you said, Gulu takes care of Karamoja all the way up to Kabong, and you can imagine Gulu handling Karamoja and then also handling West Nile up to Koboko. It's really overstretched. So we hope that once this procurement is through, we shall decentralize and create mini centers in these regions.
Thank you.
As regards to the Pakwach, really Rhino Camp Road, this road is going to be done because there is even a lot of pressure from the Ministry of Tourism because they are going to relocate rhinos into Rhino Camp. So we are working with the Ministry of Tourism to ensure that this road is done.
Hassan.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker.
West Nile, I thought John had spoken about West Nile. Hassan.
Right Honorable Speaker, the funding of these projects, especially construction of roads, is done by external funding. And as a Committee on National Economy, we process these loans, and this Parliament approves loans for these projects. Honorable Speaker, where we are now, the Minister of Finance telling us that there is stoppage of funding. Could it be that our government broke some of the rules or the conditions in the financing agreement? Because I remember one of the issues was with UNRWA, when it was very categorical that the implementing agents during the process of this particular loan was supposed to be UNRWA. Now we went on with rationalization, and the UNRWA was taken under the Ministry of Works. Could it be that external funding is being cut because we are breaking the terms and conditions that we are set up in the financing agreement? Maybe the Minister of Finance and Works can clarify on that. Thank you.
Minister.
Right Honorable Speaker, let me put that one very clear. On the issue of the foreign funded project, yes, it was a precondition when we were rationalizing and when we went into discussions with the funders, World Bank, African Development Bank, and Islamic Development Bank. One of the conditions they gave us is that the project implementation units must be retained. And we have retained all the project implementation units on all the projects. That is Busega Mpigi, the full project unit is there. Kampala-Jinja Expressway, the full project unit is there. And any other project, Koboko-Yumbe Moyo, the project unit is there. We have not stopped any project implementation unit or changed these people because that was a precondition of the... There are other issues regarding delays in disbursements, but it's not about the rationalization.
Thank you. Alan?
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. Madam Speaker, in NDP 4, number 181, that is Butalangu Ngoma, of 54 kilometers. We need a commitment from the Minister. And number 23, Matuga Kapeka Road of 42 kilometers. When you check in the NDP4, they are categorizing it as ongoing. But when you go on the site, that road, they are constructing at a very low speed. And lastly,
You say they are constructing at a low speed. It is at a low speed. That means it is ongoing. It is just a matter of English.
Madam Speaker, let me finish with Luwero Chwoko Butalango of 29 kilometers, which is under Dot Services Limited. That road was supposed to be completed in June of this year. But as of now, they requested more days, over 100 days, and they are supposed to complete it in September. But the speed, at the rate at which they are constructing, Madam Speaker, we are worried whether this road will be completed in time, because people of Luwero, Choko, Butalang are very eager for this road to be used from Ngoma, Butalangu, Chiwoko, up to Luwero, which connects that road, and it's a very strategic road. We need an update and a commitment from the Minister. Thank you.
Honourable Minister, take notes, then you answer all of them at a go. Yes. Lawyer.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, mine is a little bit outside the NDP4. When UNRWA was rationalized, there were liabilities that were transferred to Ministry of Works, including pending compensation. On the road from Gulu to Oluyo, which was 66 kilometers, 80 people have not been compensated since. I would like to seek clarification on that matter. Right Honourable Speaker, whenever the Minister is speaking about roads, I get worried if he makes no comment on our progress on railways. Because one of the ways our roads can stay for some time is to try to offload the road from heavy equipments and things like cement from the main roads to the railroads. Could the Minister also brief us on the progress so far made on the rail transport? I thank you.
Margaret.
Clarification.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Right Honorable Speaker, I want to ask the Minister for Works on what is happening. Kitgum to Kidepo Tourism Road was in the budget in 2017, from 2017. Last year, it was clearly spelled that we are going to have the tarmac road from Konalao to Kidepo. Up to now, the persons affected by the project have not been compensated. We are not seeing any development. And even yesterday, Madam Speaker, the tourists are stuck. From yesterday, they have not yet gotten out from where they are stuck.
Thank you.
What is going to happen to the people of Kitgum, to Karenga, more so the tourists? Thank you.
And the loan was approved by this House for that round. Honorable Pendusi.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, on 27th of November 2019, the Honorable Minister came to Gulo to commission roads that were funded by JICA. And at that event, he made a statement, a public statement, committing that the road from Gulo, Lamu, Kitgum would be tarmacked. The people of northern Uganda have waited for that road in vain. Fortunately, it's part of what, again, last year, he issued a statement in this House that government was already in final stages of designing. So it would be good, Right Honorable Speaker, for the Honorable Minister to please clarify. Secondly, he also directed the Honorable Musa Ichwero last year to go and look at the status of the road from Bank of Uganda through Custom Corner to Juba Road. That has cost many lives. It would also be good for him to clearly help us understand how far he has gone with that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Linda. Linda.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. My point of concern is about the roads that were started by former UNDRA before it became Ministry of Works and up to now have never been completed. We have Bukuku, Rubona Road. There are 5 major bridges that are being constructed and up to now the contractor stopped working. This road is in a sorry state, and when we talk to the regional engineer, Madam Speaker, he says that they've only provided funds for late grading. This road is under the foot of Mount Rwenzori, where the soils are loam, very soft, and in our region, in these coming 3 months, we are going to experience very heavy rainfall, meaning that people are not going to be able to transport their merchandise to the market, people going to the hospital, and also the children going to school. We have Kagote Saka Road, we have Fort Poto Kijura Road. All these roads are impassable, Madam Speaker, and we need to get funds so that they can be worked on. Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Colleagues, I think I want to thank the Minister. For the first time, he was very frank to this House, because he has been keeping quiet. And when I was telling him that you are taking a big elephant, he didn't know that he would go in this. This time he was very frank to say there is no money. Last financial year you missed 1 trillion. This time you have another trillion missing. So how do you expect the roads to be worked on? 2, we have 23 stations. All stations have old equipment. He hasn't said it. They have no equipment. Most of them, the stations, want to borrow from the station, from the districts, who have slightly newer machines. And I think it's high time, General Katumba, you told this House that we need to buy equipment for your stations. Because if they have the equipment, they will be able to come in. For example, most of the contractors have refused to work despite you giving them call of orders because they have so much money outstanding. 2, this issue of the managers, they are not active. I want to be open to General Katumba. You have taken so long to formalize the working so that they can get money for fuel. They don't have money for fuel. The money is on the account but they can't access it. And I want to tell General Katumba that the sector you are holding is so crucial. I told you people here that if you have your children, you want to take them to school. If they can't go to government school, they can go to private. If my mother can't go to an official hospital, they can go to private. But how about the roads? It's the mandate of government to have roads done. And the area we become, like in 2021, 201, when we gave them a trillion, that's what we begin with. 4, Minister of Finance, I think you better stop being armchair people. Get out of your offices and move in the country. The roads are so important that you don't need to spare any time to give them the money. True. I feel that it's high time this parliament recognizes that the roads are key in the development. Lastly, General Katumba and Madam Speaker, when you talk of these roads, you are talking of Ibanda Tumbarara, Ishaka Tumbarara, Ntungamo Tumbarara. Why don't you talk of Isinjiro? Why you get your matoki?
Honorable Nathan, you said these people of finance should get out of their offices. Do they sleep in the offices?
No, what I'm saying, for example, they wrote the budget.
I thought they use the same roads to go wherever
no,
they go.
they don't. Most of them are staying in Kampala here. They wrote the budget
Honorable
on 14th.
Musasisi is all the way from
And he told you for the first time where we moved.
And he knows the state of the
sure
roads.
If most of the people moved around to see where they put the money, we passed the budget in June, in May, sorry.
Honorable members, I want to urge all of you in your oversight role to ensure that you monitor these roads. See what is happening on the roads and report back.
I thank you for that, Honorable Speaker.
We cannot leave that to only finance. Let it be our responsibility for all of us. Yes, Stella?
Thank
then
you,
Masindi.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. I want to thank government for its efforts put in maintenance and construction of roads. However, we still have a lot of challenges. I want to bring to the attention of the Minister that we have Moroto-Lokutonyala Road that is on construction now and almost getting to completion. But we have the majority of the PAPs not compensated. Honorable Minister, I want to know when you're going to complete compensation of those PAPs before the road is complete.
Thank you.
And then you talked about Morotolo-Pay Road and then Kotido-Karenga Road. Honorable Minister, we have a tarmac road that has not taken more than 15 years. And from Moroto-Kotido Junction up to Moroto Town, that is on Moroto-Soroti Road, we have a stretch that the tarmac has deteriorated too much to the extent that we even don't have potholes on the road, but we have water ponds on the road. What are you thinking about repairing that part? And then we have Moroto-Lokiriama Road, Lokiriama in Kenya. That road has totally degenerated and is the road under Ministry of Works. What are you thinking about maintenance of that Maram Road? Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, why you get some of these things, deterioration of the road and maybe the potholes and whichever, it's good to work on them for it not to worsen before they worsen, because we all appreciate we have money problem, but we could actually work on such things. Masindi?
Thanks so much, Right Honorable Speaker, and thank you, Minister, for the report. I wish to thank you and your team that worked on the Kampala-Gulu Road, especially on those potholes that were making a number of accidents, especially the head-on collisions. That was very proactive. Secondly, as we wait for the oil, the first oil, as you know, I come from the oil region. I thank, of course, the government for the good roads. I think Bunyoro is one of the sub-regions that has the best roads because of the oil and gas. But there's this road of Biso, Masindi Biso Road. I see a number of trucks heavy loaded with oil-related products suffering going to Bulisa because it is shorter to pass through Masindi than Hoima. So can we know the update of that road as we wait for the first oil? Thanks so much.
Azar.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Credit must be given where it is due. Thank you very much, government. Thank you very much, Minister of Works. Our road from Koboko Yumbe Moyo is being worked upon, and the progress is moving on very well. It's moving on very well. However, Madam Speaker, I'm happy the Minister of Internal Affairs is here. There's a roadblock. There's obstruction. There's that old colonial dilapidated police barracks, which has impeded the progress of the road around Moyo Town Council. And this involves Minister of Finance, Minister of Works, as well as Minister of Internal Affairs. We are all aware that all those affected areas were compensated. Schools were compensated. Officers were compensated. Even the police barracks was compensated. And we have already identified, as a district, we have already identified land outside the town council so that the barracks can be shifted to a more spacious area so that it can give way for the construction of Koboko Yumbe Moyo Road. And lastly, Madam Speaker, the ferry at Laropi is always breaking down. There's always congestion. People are not moving. You may waste about 2 to 3 hours just waiting for the ferry to come and cross.
Yeah.
So we are requesting that the minister works hard so that we can have the ferry crossing worked on, and also the engine worked on. Thank you very much.
Edakas, Honorable Daume.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker and the House, I'd like to thank you for, in 2023, this House approved a loan for a road from Atine to Ochero. And we hoped that 2024 works would start on that road. The Honourable Minister has worked to do some work, in other words, has tried to provide information, but the population there is very anxious about this road. If you could clarify what happened, what has happened,
Thank
because
you.
we had hoped that by now the works would have started on that road.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Shema. Peter.
Thank you.
Honorable Naomi and then Peter.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, my concern is about compensation of the people where roads are going to pass through. In my constituency of Shema North, the road from Nyakambu, Wizwera, to Masheruka and Kabohe has been on the table for many, many years. People, the local people, the peasants where the road is going to pass through, were required to give in their land titles, to open bank accounts, to wait for compensation. But many years down the road, this has not been done. The money where they opened bank accounts has been depleted. The shops have been closed for years. We don't know. The people are demanding from us as their representatives. What is going on? What is going on? Lastly, Right Honorable, I would wish the Honorable Minister to give us a list of those roads which are going to be worked on, since we are required to go back and see what is going on and report back. So if we could get that list, we would be most grateful. Thank you, Right
Thank you,
Honorable.
honorable members.
Thank you. Thank
As
you,
we
Right.
wait for the minister to tell us the list of the roads being worked on, I will also interest you to read the NDP4. It shows which roads are ongoing, which are the roads which are planned. Yes, Peter.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity. I would like to appreciate so much the Senior Minister, General Katumba. Right Honorable Speaker, early last year I received a commitment from the ministry, signed by General himself, saying under the refugee roads, Gulo Patiego Road must be done concurrently with the road joining Atiak and Namor. And each time the minister is making a statement, seems to be silence about the refugee roads. May we know from the ministry?
Okay,
what
islands.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, one of the areas addressed by NDP4 is maritime transport. That is transport by water. And there are opportunities that if we could take advantage of Lake Victoria, the vessels plying through Kisumu to Majanji or Lugala through Sigulu, this would really save the country a lot of money. What are you doing to explore the area of maritime transport? Secondly, Honorable Minister, I also want to draw your attention to the ferry landing point at Watega. That road that goes to Lugala, through Bujuanga, through Simase, to Watega. That one is a national road connecting the ferry. And you find that the ferry is carrying a lot of cargo, but the road, actually the district cannot maintain that road. What are you doing to help us?
Sorry.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, in the NDP4, road number 90, it is Ngenda Bugoye Nyakalengijo Road. The people of Songora North have been waiting for this road for a very long time. I want the minister to update them on when the works are about to start.
Eddie.
Right Honorable, thank you very much. The people I represent are wondering if voting a government 100% does not get corresponding developments. Because Chisoro, Kulingo, Rubuguli Road has been on government records for more than 20 years. So they are saying, should we continue voting 100% or we should change? Secondly, Right Honorable, the minister came here with a statement. The statement on page number 3, a 13-page document, says they are suspending or partially suspending 27 roads, pending finance releasing the funds. The Minister of Finance is here. The Minister of Works is here. The President has now written. So can't we get guidance? Because last time we said, can you budget for 65 roads? The Minister said yes. In the policy statement, we have more than 65 roads. Now, we have failed even to take on even a half. So, Honorable Minister, are you amending the statement that you brought here, suspending the 27 roads? Now, in a view of what the Minister of Finance has told you, and in a view of what the President has said, we need this to be clarified. I thank you.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. I want to appreciate the Minister for the responses. Right Honorable, aware that this Parliament passed a loan to work on Ikumi Ngora Serere Kagwara Road. Right Honorable went ahead and informed the people.
That was just yesterday. Don't worry, that road is going to be worked
just
on.
an update to the voters on how the ministry
voters
is
out
handling
there
the road.
in Ikumi, Agwara, the road is going to be worked on. The loan was approved by this House, and it is on plan, and it is on NDP4. We are going to work on that road. Yes, Akik.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. It is of great interest that actually the NDP4, it has a master plan that caters for the road network, the transport network in the country. And if we can align to it, I think, and follow with the budget, that would really put Uganda to a high standard. Right Honorable Speaker, I have been one of those who monitors the road network, and I have been engaging the Minister of Works, especially on the Fort Portal Kampala Road. And he has been giving me updates, only that I got disappointed during the voting period because they had told voters that the internal system in the ministry is going to cater for, and which did not materialize, so I suffered some injuries. But Right Honorable Speaker, I wanted to raise an issue of the new cities, because the new cities must be modern. And one of the best way, because I've seen it in the NDP4, the air transport, because we must connect these cities by flying. We don't really need to go and...
Honorable, other people are just talking about Maram roads. For you, you're going...
Yeah,
no, let's first finish.
Madam,
no. Let's first finish this maintenance of... Honorable, let's first finish the issue of the roads.
Okay,
then the other one will handle it with the minister direct.
Let me drop just one point of reinforcing. You see, within the cities, there are roads that belong to UNRWA. Now, this has made the planning of our roads very difficult since UNRWA was disbanded. Now, when we look at the new USMID for cities, it caters for close to 22 kilometers of tarmac. But when you have Ministry of Works now handling the major roads, the bypass, and the other connecting roads, and they are saying those can't be included in the USMID for cities, it makes the whole thing look sham.
That's why we have asked for guidelines on how those roads should be worked.
Madam Speaker, I request the Minister to harmonize with the new cities, such that if need be, these other roads that are not even...
Okot.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, mine is, I request the Minister to consider and put it as part of emergency. The routes from Kitgum-Matidi, Wall, Kalangong, it is impassable. It is a Maram road, and all along for almost 3 years, 2-3 years, we struggle, especially when the rain is too much. Then also the routes from Pajule, Pade, then struck to Kalangong. Those things need an emergency response.
Thank you.
Now, Madam Speaker, there is a spot. I don't know why they don't put a Maram, real Maram, not just on a grading. There's a spot in the place called Ajumani, then or Patok, that is in Wall area. It's better to put a good Maram so that it can help. Then finally, there was a design in 2013, 2014 to consider putting a tarmac from Pajule via Pade to Kalangong. But all that plans is as if it has got lost somewhere. May you maybe consider bringing those on board? It is because it's only Agago that does not have any tarmac in Acholi sub-region. Thank you.
Boka, Margaret.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, Obongi failures is at the verge of being closed because Sinyanya is cut off. A joint assessment team came on the ground and recommended improving on the drainage. No action has been taken. A call of order was initiated in February. To date, no action is taking place. Secondly, 2.4 billion was sunk in a bridge called Kochi-Boma Bridge with the support from Dr. Deep. The project has stalled because of 800 million, which was saved and swept back to the Minister of Finance. The Minister of Finance would like assurance of when that money can be returned to the district
Thank you.
to work on the strategic bridge. Thank you. Kotiboma Bridge. Thank you.
Margaret, Jessica.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I also want to thank the Minister and the Ministry for that matter for maintaining the Kotido Morto Maram Road under your courtesy. Thank you so much. Honorable Speaker, I just want to inform and remind the Minister that there is a road from Kotido via Beam, Amoria, Kotido, Abim, Otuke. It is in a very deplorable state. And now we are receiving heavy rains, and this is the road that's mainly used by buses from Kotido to Kampala, to Soroti, to Lira, and they get stuck there for almost 2 days. So this is the road that you should attract urgent attention from the ministry for its maintenance.
Thank you.
Secondly, Honorable Speaker, there is the Kotido, Kabong, Kidepo Road, which has been earmarked for quite a long time to be tarmacked. I saw on the NDP, it is still at feasibility stage. It has been there for 15 years. I'm wondering how long feasibility of Kotido Kabong Road takes. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Jessica. Honorable Evander.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker, for this opportunity. I want to thank the Honourable Minister and the team for the work done amidst a lot of challenges being faced. He talked about stations which are not active, and that is where Madisa region is, because we have our station in Imoyo. Can he elaborate on the challenges which are making these stations not to be active, and how and when he's going to rectify, so that our challenges are addressed? Two, the Sinyanyobongi Road, Right Honorable Speaker, our learners, some of them learn from Obongi side. The Sinyanyo Road is cut off. Therefore, many learners are not going to school. Can government prioritize this road?
Thank you.
Lastly, Right Honorable Speaker, the Honourable Minister promised to decentralize the regional mechanical workshops. I agree. But before we do that, can the Honourable Minister bring a report on the status of these workshops so that we jointly provide remedies or recommendations on how to make them more active, especially the one for Gulu? Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honorable Evander. Christine.
Thank you so much, the Right Honourable Speaker, for the opportunity. The Right Honourable Speaker, I want to thank the Honourable Minister, John Okatumba, because he's a very hard-working minister and he's doing a lot, despite the fact that he is facing challenges of finance. That I know because I sit on fiscal infrastructure.
And he's a hands-on.
Yes, that one I can confirm. I'm pleased with the information on Mitiana Mubende, because that's my way to Ntoroko, then Chiegegwa to Chienjojo. But Honorable Minister, we are forgetting Fort Potron, Ntoroko, Bundujo. That's a very critical road. And you know, when you're entering Bundujo, there is a section that caged in. There is a big problem. Secondly, Right Honorable Speaker, we have this critical oil road, Karugutu Ntoroko, a link to Repsengo. It has been in your budget since 2016. How many years now? Recently, I got a communication that there was a contract that was signed in 2023. Yes, AFCON. Up to now, we are not seeing something happening. I think the Minister of Finance should tell us, because they told us that you are with those documents. Because Solicitor General cleared, it's now under the Minister of Finance to clear terms of financing the road. We wanted to get the update from the Minister. How far have you gone? Because the road being in the budget since 2016 is so disturbing the Right Honourable. I want to thank you.
Thank you, Christine Seongo.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, I concur with you that not all that is needed on the roads concerns money. Some issues, especially the challenges with that we had in his report, were on the recurring climate change issues. And Right Honourable Speaker, we have not been updated on the adaptive engineering proposals. We cannot keep lamenting year after year which engineering designs have been put in place to ensure that the roads that will be constructed at least can stay for some time. Right Honorable Speaker, my road is number 24 under your guidance, the Busunju Hoima Road. The people were well compensated, but the issue of land titles, somebody cannot wait for a land title for 10 years and it has never been brought back to them. These are the land titles people have been using for collateral to receive school fees for their children. Who has the land titles? Is it the Ministry of Works? Is it the Ministry of Lands? Who is taking that lot of time without removing their portions? Right Honorable Speaker, it is too much on our people, and they are almost bringing a petition to you, a group of people along Busunju Hoima Road, whose land titles have missed for over 10 years. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Serungo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, allow me to thank General Katumba Wamala. Sincerely, he knows all the roads of CAF, but the issue is about money. And Madam Speaker, some of us come from smaller districts. General Katumba, Kalungu district, our main road is less than 65 kilometers from Bukalasa to Rwabenge. And you talked of a bridge, Katonga Bridge. Katonga Bridge has two areas which broke. The bridge in Rwabenge, there's no work going on. Honourable Minister, let me inform you, you are writing and the Speaker has given some time. Madam Speaker, what I was telling the Minister, some of us come from smaller districts. My district has the main road of the district is less than 65 kilometers. From where it starts from, Bukalasa Seminary to Rwabenge, that is the sub-county. But for us, we are not anywhere in any DP. We are not known. But we have a bridge, Katonga Bridge, which broke, but which was connecting between Gomba and Masaka, and a very useful road. But that bridge has not been worked on. Lastly, Madam Honourable Minister, when you talk about a station being active to members of Parliament, it's a mere member of Parliament calling the station manager about the broken roads, and he comes and works, he carries out routine maintenance. Failure of that, there is nothing going on. We've called the Minister of Works several times. He says he has no money. I know you are doing a good job. As a minister, you have to do collective responsibility. But as a Parliament, Madam Speaker, we must push money to this ministry.
Thank you.
We need to push money. We must give you money to work on your roads. Thank you.
Apio. Masaka.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, over the past year, it was severally stated by the government through the Honourable Minister that the Ayer-Bobby Road that passes through my constituency of Oyam County North would be constructed, would be paved, would be tarmacked in preparation for the hosting of the AFCON Games. To date, we've not seen any signs, and I would like to request the Honourable Minister to please clarify if we are going to have it still tarmacked. And then secondly, Honourable Minister, directly to you, we have serious problems with all of the roads, the national roads and the local government roads, the roads under local government. My constituents and I are extending an invitation to you on a tour of our roads so that you and I and the rest of the constituents may have a conversation about this very important aspect. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Masaka.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Is that Masaka City?
Masaka District.
Kimanya. Okay, Kimanya.
Thank you, Right Honourable. My colleague comes from the Ludo, so. Right Honourable Speaker, about our capacity to maintain roads. We cannot maintain these roads unless we build capacity as government. Right Honourable Speaker, we are rolling out civil engineers from universities everywhere in this country. But when you go to Makerere, they don't have even a single equipment. They don't train on any equipment. We cannot maintain roads based on foreign maintenance contracts. We need to develop our capacity as a nation so that we can maintain our roads. Secondly, Mr. Minister of Works, why did you omit Masaka City from the National Railway Network? You have seen your master plan. You have networked all other cities. The rail goes to Mbalala and it does not come to Masaka. We are 89 kilometers from the border of Mutukula, which is another very important entry point for trade in this country. And you omitted us in your master plan. What is the problem?
Thank you, Nancy, Moma, Tony.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, for giving me the opportunity. Honorable Minister of Works, I would like to find out the status of the road from Kitgum to Ngomoromo via Padibe, because this road was also included in the World Bank project under Refugee window. The people of Lamu have been yearning and waiting. Lamu being a border district bordering South Sudan, we are also the food basket for this country. And the road is really in a deploring stage. For so many years, we've been waiting for when the road is going to be done. Being aware that the government of Uganda is supposed to do the design, and the money for working on the road will be given by the World Bank, it will be very prudent for you to give us clarification, and also to add on what my honorable brother, Honorable Mapenduzi, stated, the road that also goes to Atiak via Palabek from Kitgum. Those are the two roads that when it is worked upon, the people of Lamu and East Acholi will really be very grateful. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Madam Speaker, allow me to thank the Minister for the good work Alice is rendering the country. Madam Speaker, on 20th December 2020, the head of state, our president, a minister, came to Iganga and did launch the tarmacking of Iganga, Walugogo, Luuka, Kamuli Road. The groundbreaking ceremony was done. Everyone got excited. In an hour, the road unit disappeared. To date, there's nothing, no drop of tarmac. 2020 December, on 20th, 2020. These are 5 years down the road. Madam Speaker, it is a season of politicking and electioneering. We are failing to explain to the 4 or 5 districts that use this road.
Thank you.
May I request? Yes.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. To my good minister, personally, I'm very appreciative, Right Honourable Speaker. I called the minister and he called me to his office. As I talk now, they are making my roads almost road network in the municipality. The trucks are very busy doing the graders. They are doing a very good, commendable job for the 5 kilometers. But to remind you also, the president had promised us, as Honorable Mumba is saying, to me he had promised 5 kilometers. If we can make an addition on that, automatically I will come back to Parliament.
Panadol, you can smuggle.
Thank you, Honorable Panadol, for the information. Madam Speaker, one other road in Iganga that initially belonged to UNRA, this is Iganga, Nachigo to Bugweri. It is impassable as we talk. It's a Ministry of Works road. I also need an update.
Thank you.
On this, thank
Tony.
you.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
We need to get responses from the Minister first.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker and Honourable Members. I want to thank General Katumba, the Minister of Works and Transport. But, Right Honourable Speaker, I want to know from the Minister that one road that connects Kwania District Headquarters to Nyambieso Sub-County, where L Center 4 is being constructed. In the financial year 2023-24, under UNRWA, a budget was put, work was not done. In the last financial year, 2024-25, a budget of 72 million shillings was put, but no work was done on this road. Now I want to know from the minister, what plan is there? Because the road is lying along Lake Kwania and it is flooded. 2, Right Honourable Speaker, the president had directed that ferry be put connecting Kwania to a Molatar district. But up to now, no action has been taken. I want to know from the minister, what plan is there for putting this ferry? And finally,
Honorable Minister, the construction of Rekunye, Apach, Lira Kidgum Road is ongoing. But there are still persons affected who have not been compensated their monies, including myself. What plan is there, and when are we going to have our money? I thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Richard. Tom.
Procedure, Right Honorable. Thank you so much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Yes, there's a procedure matter.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker and members, last year, the Prime Minister did inform this House of the urgency to recall a ferry that was meant for Bosi Island to facilitate movement along Karuma. Would it be procedural right that we get answers from the Minister
Richard?
on when the ferry will be released?
Don't smuggle in something.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, in 2022, the President on his visit to Eastern Uganda had promised a number of roads, but I will be very specific. On the road from Bugema, which is in Mbale City, through Mbale District, to Usano, up to Bududa, Honorable Nambeshe's constituency. That road was supposed to be tarmacked, but it's not in this plan. However, Right Honorable Speaker, the biggest issue now is that for all these years, the road has never received any maram on it. They simply grade, and given the volcanic soils that we have, it's just one rain shower and it is gone. May I get some update from the Minister as to why the team has never put maram on the road?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Helen, Tom, Helen.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker. Right Honorable Speaker, I want also to appreciate the Minister, Honorable General Katumba Wamala, for the promise of Chegegwa Chenjojo Road. Indeed, it has been a dead spot, and very many tourists have been scared to go to that side. The business community has been complaining on the same manner. But now, we also have other roads, for example, Chegegwa, Hapuyo, Kakumiro Road. That road is totally in a sorry state as we talk now. There are over 15 trucks parked, Chegegwa, Hapuyo Road, and that road is, it has been controlled by the station of, Fort Portal Station of UNRA, and it's no longer in action, and we're trying to call the engineers, they are not responding.
Thank you.
And they are saying they don't have finances, others are saying we are no longer there. So I would like to know, Right Honorable Speaker, through the Minister, how far will it go? Because the situation is alarming. Thank you.
Thank you. Helen Goretti.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. And I also want to thank the Minister for giving us the report and for being a brilliant man. No wonder he comes from Sese Islands, Madam Speaker. On page 418, there is what my brother, Honorable Okeo, talked about, the multinational Lake Victoria Maritime Communication and Transport Project. Communication, Madam Speaker, is about rescue centers and rescue boats. Government has so far bought rescue boats. The rescue centers have not yet been constructed. One in Misonzi, in my area, Kalangala, the contractor was withdrawn. He was not given the contract because he failed. I would like to know from the Minister how far you are with getting another contractor to construct the rescue center in Misonzi. And then, Madam Speaker, why do we want to have rescue centers? It is because we want to rescue our people from accidents on the lake. Unfortunately, we are not looking at marking dangerous spots on the lake. You one time guided that I talked to the Minister about it. I did, but nothing has yet been done. We need to find a solution if we want to remove this problem. My apologies. The solution, the Honourable Minister, is for us to mark the dangerous spots on Lake Victoria to avoid getting these accidents. Also, Madam Speaker, we need to survey the lake. Lake Victoria was last surveyed in 1955. If we don't do this, accidents are going to happen. We shall have the rescue centers. They are going to rescue dead bodies. So we need to have the rescue centers, but also survey the lake to ensure we don't get the accidents. Thank you so much, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Correct.
Thank you so much, Right Honourable Speaker. It's unfortunate that the Noble Minister of Finance is not around. The statement from the Honourable Katumba Wamala to this House was...
your issues will be solved. At least it's not your size mate.
Right Honourable Speaker, we are speaking about funding of the budget for the Ministry of Works. And in his statement, the President said that leaders should stop stretching Uganda's limited funds. And we are here speaking about a budget that was allocated to the Ministry of Works, but funds have not been released. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, I do agree that we all have requests from different parts of the country. Honourable Katumba Wamala is aware that Chabakuza Matete Road has remained an unfunded priority for the last 40 years. And every time he tells us that we shall have that in the budget. However, Right Honourable Speaker, the Minister was very clear. He stated the strategic recommendations and priority areas. He was clear and said that we should allocate dedicated funds for payment of arrears. We need 1.1 trillion. Number two, we want money to be allocated or ring-fenced for periodic maintenance. We want 850 billion. The other area is we want money to be allocated for acquisition of land compensation. So we are here for money. We are not here to lament. So what the Minister of Finance should tell us is, when are we getting the money? Honourable colleagues, we are going to lament. The issue is the Right Honourable Minister brought a statement here and said, I don't have money. We have continued to lament. So Mr. Musas and his company, where is the money? We want money to have these works executed as soon as possible.
Which company? It is the Minister of Finance. Honourable Minister, can we first respond to what has been raised? Maybe.
Madam Speaker, should I go ahead and respond?
Yes.
Thank you.
To all what has been raised.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, honourable members. I highly appreciate your concerns and also observations. I will try to respond to most of the issues raised. Those which I will not be able to respond to today, I'll ensure that I respond to them in writing. There was the issue.
The leader of opposition wants to give a rejoinder before. Honourable members, before we hear from leader of opposition, we have pupils and teachers from Chankwansi Trust Primary School. Chankwansi District, they are represented by Honourable Sendaola Christine and Honourable Binji Patrick. You're all welcome. Thank you for coming. Yes.
Madam Speaker, mine is a quick one to the Minister. That would require to review that directive by the President on the way the 3.7 trillion has been distributed or rather allocated to the roads. Madam Speaker, the President was very unequivocally categorical when he mentioned the road from Mukono. It is the road from Mukono, Rugazi, Jinja. And therefore it leaves the whole of eastern Uganda missing out on this allocation of the 3.7 trillion. And that raises serious concerns, Madam Speaker, because I've received numerous calls, because the President brought it out very clearly. Western Uganda is a beneficiary. Central is a beneficiary. Northern Uganda equally that. Doesn't this horribly go in breach against the national objectives and directive principles of state policy, Roman 12, which clearly states on balanced and equitable development, that the government should ensure in the allocation of the budget or resources a balanced and equitable development, or rather sharing out of the resource. That is a serious concern, Madam Speaker. Secondly, the issue of the false hopes. Let me not call them false hopes, because I trust you, I have interacted with you, and you have promised this time round that they will do the Circular Road. You are soon, or rather you have already procured a contractor. But what would have required your ministry, which is managing the National Roads Maintenance Program, and it covers both paved and unpaved roads. This road has had a very important bridge to do that, which has cut off access to Bududa Hospital from the people from Kenya, Namisindwa, Manafa, and the other side of Mbale. Up to now, we expected, after you made another promise which has never been honored, to have had an emergency operation, at least to have that bridge fixed. It was through your colleague. It was not you who made that pledge. Could you please consider it as an emergency that requires urgent intervention, because the hospital is can no longer be accessed? Thank you very much, Right Honorable.
Thank you. Maybe I also want to refer the Honorable Loeb to page 310 on integrated transport infrastructure and services. It does not only refer to roads, it also looks at the standard gauge railway and then the meter gauge railway. The standard gauge railway and meter gauge all pass in the east. Tororo, Mbale, Soroti, Elera, all in the east. Kagwara, no, let's not be mean to the country. Let's not be mean. All these are in the east. Yes?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
As leaders, let's represent all the people of this country.
Yes, thank you very much. Right Honorable Speaker, let me correct that impression that the road is going to end in Jinja. No. That road, as I said, is our artery. It's the aorta of this country. It goes up to Malaba. And it's going to be joined by the road, which, of course, the rehabilitation of the road from Kamdini, Lira, Soroti, Mbale to Tororo. So you can see the whole network will be linked. Remember also, we are also rehabilitating the railway line from Tororo. So far they have reached Soroti, the old meter gauge, and it's heading to Gulu. The railway line from Kampala to Malaba is already functional. The standard gauge will soon be started as soon as the contractor finishes the mobilization and siting his camps for the works to start. So we are addressing the whole country. Now, the issue of liabilities from UNRWA, yes, I agree. When you inherit liabilities and assets. There are some liabilities we inherited. Among them was the issue of compensation of the PAPs, and I think somebody also raised the issue of the land titles. The issue of the PAPs, the compensation is still very big, as has already been observed by the Honourable Member, but we are going to try. Our idea and our decision is that we focus compensation now mainly on projects where we have contractors, so that they don't charge for idle equipment. These include the Nakauka complex, these include the Kiramatuga, and those other areas. Renkunya patch, we already have contractors. So we are going to concentrate the compensation there, so that we have the contractors being able to move. The land titles. I've already instructed our land acquisition team to get all the land titles which they have on project by project. And very soon, we are going to be handing back these land titles after surveying of what is required for us on our projects. So it has been unfair for us to hold land titles for more than even 10 years, because then you deny the owner the use of his land and the rest. Kitgum, Karenga, Kidepo. Yes, the Kitgum, Karenga, Kidepo, we already signed the contract with the, and it was already being funded by UKF. The only challenge which we had was the condition, the precondition, that we must confirm that we have 5% as government contribution. That has now been confirmed. It's in this year's budget. So the Kitgum, Orom, Karenga, Kidepo will start. The issue of the compensation for the PAPs, we also have the money in this year's budget once we start the releases. The first quarter was not so good, but we have been assured by finance that second quarter will be better. So hopefully we shall start compensating the people. Guru Lamo Kitgum, was it Guru Lamo? Guru Lamo? Which one is that one?
Honorable Minister, this road runs from Gulo via Pateko to Lamour and goes to Kitgum.
Pararo.
Yes, Pararo.
Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Now, that one is going to be done when we are doing Atiak, Pararo, Parabek, Kitgum. So we shall do that Gulu to Patiko to Pararo to join. That road is under the refugee project by the World Bank. The World Bank wanted to check whether we are going to effectively do the Koboko Yumbe Moyo Road under the refugee project. And if we do that well, then they'll be able to fund this project. So this is what we are doing. I know that the Gulu Patiko Pararo is not even accessible, but I've instructed my Gulu team to have that road opened up. Yeah.
Honorable Minister, just to give you information, that Atiak Road, I passed there one night. It is terribly terrible. You should start from there.
Thank you.
Atiak.
Thank you.
UPDF was using that road to go to South Sudan to deliver peace there.
Yeah.
The road is very bad. Very bad.
That's the one I said that the Guru Atiak Nimule will be under reconstruction because it has deteriorated. Now that one I will also answer it with the road from Kitgum Parabek to Ngomoromo. Kitgum Parabek to Ngomoromo. That road to Ngomoromo, yes. That road is also under the refugee project. But because of the trade between Parabek, Kitgum and Ngomoromo and the South Sudan, we are trying to maintain it so far using our own resources. Moroto, Roktanyara. Yes, Moroto, Roktanyara is about 85-90% ready. We are only left with a very small stretch to finish, but the compensation is lagging behind. And as I said, if we get the money in the budget, we shall go and compensate. Now, the stretch of Nandugate to Moroto, that stretch has actually, I'll tell you, it has been a disappointment because it failed before the time of the road, Nandugate to Moroto. But we have already got the team, the company, which is China Railway 3, doing Moroto Roktanyara. We have contracted them to tour and treat the Nandugate Moroto stretch, and we think that will be done. Moroto Rokirinyama on the border, that one is a Maram road. We should be able to do it using our own resources. The challenge is, of course, as I said, is resources, but we know the roads. Masindi Guru portals, those were filled by our people. Masindi Biso, we owe the contractor, China Railway 7, we owe them 111 billion. It was in my report. So we need to pay that contractor, then he finishes the road. Koboko Yumbe Moyo Police, I've talked to the Minister of Internal Affairs. I think that will be addressed. Laropi Ferry and Laropi Bridge. Laropi Bridge, we have finished the design. It has been approved by an independent consultant. And the bank is willing to fund. So we are now in the final negotiations to fund the Laropi Bridge, and then we shall remove the ferry. And possibly we'll take it down to Obongi, where we have a challenge with the Obongi ferry. But talking about the ferries, we are actually in advanced stages to do detailed and comprehensive rehabilitation of the ferries. Most of them are not doing very well, but we are going to rehabilitate them. This will answer the Busi ferry. Busi ferry has been doing some work under the bridge of Pakwach, because Pakwach bridge was being threatened by the floating island. So we had to take the Busi bridge there. But I'm in talks with the Busi team. We are now finalizing the landing site, hopefully soon, and the ferry will come back. Katine Ochero. Katine Ochero, we had more or less moved to final stage. Then we got a whistleblower. And when a whistleblower comes in, the bank stops everything. The company which had been selected had issues. So the bank stopped the process. The bank advised that we re-advertise, and get new contractors. So that has been done. We are going to the selection process. However, the bank has a system that for every stage they must get an objection from their headquarters, and that has delayed somehow to get. But I think it's now on right course. So Katino Chero will soon be. So, it was this compensation where roads Nyakambu Nyakavirizi Nsika with the Spat Kabohe. Yes, the compensation of these people has not yet been done, but we need about 29 billion. This is what I told the Minister of Finance, that if we get 29 billion, we can start the compensation, and then we acquire some land for the contractor to start as we get more money. Of course, as I said in my report, compensation is one of the biggest challenges we get on the project. That one I've already answered. Maritime, yes, we are actually putting an eye on maritime transport. We are not neglecting it. We have rehabilitated MV Pamba. Now it is plying between Port Bell, Mwanza, and Kisumu. MV Kawa, which was also grounded, is now about 85% ready, and we hope that by the month of September it will be back sailing. There is a private player who has also put a big ferry on the waters of Lake Victoria called Impungu. It can take 20 trailers. It's a drive on and drive off. You can put on 20 trailers of cargo and it moves up to the other side. We are cognizant of the fact that Tanzania is aggressively developing the standard gauge, and very soon it will be in Mwanza. And so traders may actually be moving toward using that corridor. So we must be able to evacuate the cargo if dropped at Mwanza. So we are developing that capacity within the URC. Of course, URC is still challenged with the low funding, no funding actually. They are just struggling. We have a project under the African Development Bank. It's moving very slow, but we'll be moving. Busongora, Nyakaringijo. Yes, this is a national road. We can't tarmac it as of now, but I'll make sure we maintain it. Kumi, Serere, Kagwara. This project is under the Islamic Development Bank. I think we have done mostly everything has been done. The Islamic Development Bank is in talks with the Minister of Finance, I think, to finalize the financing terms. One of the new issues which the bank is bringing up is that they want to pay everything, including land compensation, so that we don't waste time getting counterpart funding, but we get it as a package. And I think that's a matter which finance is still discussing to see how practical that will be. But otherwise, we are ready for the Kumi Serere Kagwara. And this one will also be picked up by the BKK, Bukungu Kagwara, Kamuri, the two ferries, They should be ready by October. We hope. What has delayed them was the landing sites, because the contractor who had been contracted lacked money and deserted the landing site construction. But hopefully we shall be able to finish that. Kiawa kuza matete. No. Kalungo, we know about Kalungo, and I know
Honorable
about...
Minister, go by what you have
Yes,
written.
ma'am.
Don't allow these people.
Kitigum, Matidi, Wal, Karongo. Wall. Yes, that road is a big challenge. And as it slopes down in Kalongo, the terrain is very challenging, and I know the district cannot manage. So we shall ensure that Kitgum Station addresses that issue of Kitgum Wal Karong. Pajule Pade Patong, under the project which we are doing now, Renkunye Apach Lira Puranga, on the section of Puranga Acholibu, we are going to have a loop of to Padel district through Pajule. So that will address the Pajule issue and some tarmac into Padel. Padel is just like Karungu. There is no tarmac in Padel. It's just like Karungu. The tarmac goes like this and goes, but we'll get there. Obongi Ferry is not in a very good state. True. We need to have a full rehabilitation of the Obongi Ferry, but hopefully when we start the construction of the Laropi Bridge, we shall relieve that more serviceable ferry and bring it downwards. Yes. Kochigoma, the bridge that was under Dr. Deep, that Dr. Deep is under Prime Minister's office. So I cannot respond on that. Kotido, Abim, Otuke, Lira. This is Lira, Otuke, Abim to Kotido. This is the road which is in NDP4. Through Achanpi. Well, we'll see whether we go through Achanpi or we first go to Kotido, to Abim, through Lira. But otherwise, we may eventually to go to Achanpi and then down into Soroti. Kotido Moroto Kabong. This project is a tourism project. Already the contractor, Kodrosi, who did the Entebbe Expressway, is in discussions with the Minister of Finance to pre-finance the project, all the way from Moroto, Kotido, Kabong to Karenga, and up to Kidepo. What are the challenges of the station in Moyo? I don't think they have a lot of challenges. The challenges have been delay to enable them to work, but that one we are resolving. The station managers who are out there are very, very industrious. They want to work. So once we solve this issue of them being allowed to operate the accounts, I think you'll see a difference. Karugutu Ntoroko. Karugutu Ntoroko, there is already a contractor, AFCON, who is supposed to do that road. It has taken a while because I think, again, of funding mechanism. But this is an oil road. It's package 4 of the oil road. It's going to be done soon because we are doing Dusali and Konge now to Megere, to Sembabule. So when we do that, AFCON will also come and do Karugutu Ntoroko. And so the maintenance of Fort Portal of Undibujo is critical because that's the only route which the people of Undibujo have. So we have also Kodrosi on that route to do maintenance, framework contract for maintenance up to Lamia. What are the adaptive engineering technologies which we are adopting to ensure that our roads survive the vagaries of nature? These are investigations these are things which we do most of the time. All our projects, 90% of them, we must have the ESHA, Environment Social Impact Assessments, done. And through that, we ensure that the roads we are doing are resilient to the environmental changes. Of course, it's a big challenge because, as you can see, it's unpredictable. I think you saw what happened in Texas recently. Within 45 minutes, things had changed. But we have Asia in all the projects which we do. Mr. Honorable Sewungu, yes, your road, I can assure you, if I can bet with you that we can go and you see the progress of the bridge on Upper Katonga. It's being done by a company called Rodo. And even as I live here, I can give you their contact and you check with them. They have done some work. They have now put the pillars. They are now doing the box culverts for relief. So the two bridges are being done concurrently. The bridge downstream and the bridge upstream. The tarmacking may come later. The tarmacking may come later. Bobby, Icheme, Kona Boke, Kona Yel. That road is under the AFCON project. Where is the lady, somebody, honorable member? Yes. It's under the AFCON project, and we hope to do it together with the Guru Airport, which is going to be expanded. Because AFCON, they're planning to use Akibwa Stadium, which is being done. And we think that if they land in Guru, they can drive shortly through Bobik, Icheme, and Konaboke to Lira, to be a faster movement. Training of operators and maintenance team. Honorable Speaker and members, we have established a training center, again with the assistance of JICA and the Japan's government at Luero, and the center is called METRAC. This is where we are going to train operators and maintenance teams for our machines, because it will be useless for us to keep buying machines if we can't maintain them properly. They will not last. So we have that being done, and we are also working with the National Council of Higher Education so that the people trained there can have certified certificates and they can be able to work anywhere within the East Africa. Kitugum Parabaik Ngomoromo, I talked about that. Iganga, Blopa, Luka, yes. The contractor who has now been identified for that road is Arab contractors. The one who did Tirinyi, Palisa, Kumi, and Kamonkoli. So it's going to be on site by the end of September. He will be on site to start setting. So this time, the equipment will not walk away. The railway to Masaka, good thought. I think we'll think about. There are a number of things I've been thinking about how to link Masaka, including developing ports like Bukakata Port and Lambu Port. Yes. Yeah. And the bridge to Karangala. Yes. I've not yet promised that, but it's something we are investigating. Yeah. Chegegwa, Hapuyo, Kakumiro. Yes. This is the road which is commonly known as the Liberation Road. It starts all the way from Kazo to Kabogole, Chegegwa, through Hapuyo to Kakumiro, up to Kisita. Yes, it has been earmarked for tarmacking, but I'm not sure whether we shall be able to do it in NDP4. But we are going to maintain it as good maram. Yeah. Rescue centers. Rescue centers, yes, we have established the rescue centers. Misonzi, we had a challenge because I think there was over flooding and we couldn't put and when we got the contractor didn't measure up, and so we stopped him. We are re-engaging a new contractor. We had another site at Mwena, but we couldn't also work at Mwena because of the raising of the lake. But the rescue centers are now functional. I agree with you that we need to mark the lake, but we are having a project under East Africa, because as you know, appreciate, Lake Victoria is an East African facility. It's for Kenya, Tanzania, and Uganda. So working with our partners, we have moved and also convinced the African Development Bank, which is supporting the rescue centers, that we need to start marking the lake, but also carry out a detailed survey and update of the lake to ensure that the lanes and lines are properly marked. The land titles, I've said the land titles, I've now instructed my team under the ministry for lands that they now put the land titles project by project. Identify them, for example, the land titles on Chivoga Road, the land titles on KJE, the land titles on Masaka Sembabule Road, so that we can hand them back to the owners. And we'll be communicating that. Luero, Butalangu, this road is progressing. It may be slow, but one of the challenges was, of course, land compensation. You know some of the challenges we had, even with some of the local judges who are refusing us access to land. So that issue, they're progressing, but Butalangu to Ngoma, that one is not within this NDP. But I know that we need to connect that. And I know that we need to connect Butalangu to Kapeka, to Kituma. But those connections are not within this NDP. But I can assure you that Luero to Butalangu will be finished. Right, Honorable Speaker, Chava Kuzamatete, we shall maintain. It was actually instructed that we have to do up to Mbirizi. We need to do that road because it's a shortcut to somebody going to Mbarara if you go through Sembabule. But again, Omutaka, the challenge is the funding. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, you're done?
Right, Honorable Speaker, I think Manibe to Terego, that is not yet. We are now doing Ure to Yumbe when we finish that, but it has also been flagged as an essential connection. So hopefully we'll be able to connect later on that one.
Honourable members, you've heard what the minister is
right,
saying.
Honourable Speaker, I think I've covered quite enough of this. About the town roads in Buyinyi Town Council under Kapchorwa Swam, I'll double check. I don't know whether they were supposed to have been done, whether they were part of the project. I know the extra works was the 1 kilometer to the diocese headquarters. But otherwise, as far as I'm concerned, Kapchorwa Swam project is done. On the markets, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Ojok, what is it?
Madam Speaker, we acknowledge that Moroto Road is in NDP 4, but then it is 4 years from now, and that bridge, or deck bridge, is a few rains away from being washed away. Our request is that there's maintenance of that road periodically. We're not saying that it's not in the plan, but it's too far away. Can the government maintain that road? That's our prayer.
Honourable Minister, maintenance of Moroto Road, bridge. Honourable.
Oh, okay. Gulu, Awel, Opit, Rachkoko, Batongut, Moroto, right? To Abim. That's the commonly known as the Moroto Road. I accept that it's not in a good state. It's not on plan yet for tarmacking, but we are going to maintain it as a good Maram Road. I make a commitment.
Especially the bridge. Thank you, Honourable Minister. Members, you've heard what the Minister said. Our work is now to make a follow-up on all what the Minister said and ensure that most of these roads are worked on. Next.
Item 6 on the order paper. Bill second reading. The Engineering Professionals Bill 2024.
Honourable members, You recall on 11th March 2025, the bill came for the second reading. The motion for second reading was moved and debate ensued. Various issues arose, key of which was that the bill, amongst others, seeks to regulate technology and engineers who are cadres of engineering profession. The interpretation clause of the bill groups graduate engineers together with the technicians, who are usually non-graduates, and defines all of them as engineering professions. The House noted that while the graduate engineers are regulated under Registration of Engineers Act, technicians and those in technology are regulated under the Technical and Vocational Education and Training Act 2025. This will inevitably create a conflict in regulation. The presiding officer then guided that the Attorney General studies and guides the House on the implication of the matter before the House can proceed on this bill. I will now invite the Attorney General to guide the House.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, the matters as has been highlighted by the Right Honourable Speaker are correct. We have been having consultations between the Ministry of Works and also the Ministry of Education, which represents over the TVET bill. We are looking to have one more meeting between the two to harmonize and then come back to you, Right Honourable Speaker. So we request for some more time to complete this harmonization. Thank you.
Honourable Minister, you may need to get this bill, since you brought it to the House, for you to go back and have it redrafted to harmonize it with the TVET Act. So you may need to withdraw this bill officially. Yes. Yes, Honourable Suman.
Right Honourable Speaker.
We'll wait for the harmonization first before you withdraw, where we find that it requires, or if you can, we can drop the other clauses, then that will be okay. So how much time do we give you? How much? Excuse me. How much time do
Right
we
Honourable Speaker, we request for about 2-3 weeks, because we have the meeting next week. We have the meeting next week for at the political level, then we can give it the technical people. So if you give us 2-3 weeks, we'll finish the harmonization.
Okay, we'll give you 3 weeks. We'll give you 3 weeks to that. Yes.
Item 5 on the order paper. Motion for adoption of the report of the Committee on Government Assurance and Implementation on the status of implementation of the assurance to upgrade, rehabilitate, construct, and equip health facilities in local governments, install CT scans, oxygen plants, and ICU equipment in all regional referral hospitals.
Honourable members, this issue was on the order paper yesterday, and the Minister of Health was not in. Do we have the Minister of Health here?
Right Honourable Speaker, Honourable colleagues, again, we sincerely apologize for this, but we request that you give us one more opportunity to make sure that the Minister of Health is here, because even yesterday when this matter came up, we're all quite unable to really engage in this space. So if we request that we can ensure that someone from Ministry of Health is here tomorrow.
Yes,
Madam Speaker, the Minister of Health, one of them was here yesterday. And indeed, she had a lot of time conversing next to the iPad people. And I don't know whether it's procedure okay to have the Honourable Minister, who is more organized, like Honourable Chiriowa, the Attorney General, to come to plead for mercy of people who were here and didn't. She sat even next to Honourable Akiki, Queenie Dancer. I think Minister of Health is not taking us seriously. She was here, Madam Speaker, and this report has been on the paper since Tuesday. I think for us,
can we have the report presented?
Yes.
Then we debate when the minister is here.
Most obliged, Madam Speaker.
Is that okay, Honourable Attorney General? Honourable Attorney General.
Right Honourable Speaker and colleagues, I have had the opportunity of reading a bit of this report, and I think it is very important for the Ministry of Health to be here when this matter is being. So we request that you allow us to communicate to her today, because the nature of what is being discussed here would require her attendance.
Thank you. Honourable members, we will have this item on the order paper of tomorrow. So can we have the minister tomorrow in the House? House adjourned to tomorrow.